Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing just a quick bunny sketch with a graphite pencil here, and there's going to be a lot of these coming up. Not necessarily sketches, I'll be doing some paintings too, but I recently watched a YouTube video that had excellent art advice, and essentially they were saying that the best art advice that they had received, so this has just kind of been passed around as all the best advice is, and that was to draw the same thing every day for a year and kind of work past that. Now, I'm not going to do the same thing every day for a year because I don't know that I have that attention span. I might, but I did want to take it into sections and try something at least for 30 days. So I'm going to do bunnies for at least a month, just in various poses, working on different aspects. I'll probably be working on their legs and their feet next because I can't seem to understand their body. But right now, I just really want to get the face right because that's where all the expression comes from. And for me, so what I'm doing is I'm going to be using some reference photos, trying to find different positions and studying actual rabbits so that I can get the anatomy right, because even when you're trying to draw something in a cartoon style or you're trying to warp the anatomy, you have to know how it works in the first place for it to look correct. Otherwise, something just seems kind of off, and it's because all those moving pieces underneath, according to, the top that you drew, maybe the bones wouldn't work or the muscles or whatever. You have to really think about what's going on underneath. So in this sketch, I found a really cute rabbit that I wanted to draw. It just had the most adorable face, and my goal as I'm sketching is just figuring out the lines and the sections. That's my biggest goal right now with sketching the rabbits, is I want to find what are all the essential lines that need to be on the page for it to read like a rabbit. Because if you look at cartoons, a lot of times there's not a lot of lines there, and that's why I'm trying to stop myself from doing a lot of shading on these sketches, even though I do just a little bit. There you can see I erased all the guidelines. I'm sketching in the ears here. I'm really happy with how those eyes are. And even just on this, I think this is only the third sketch of a rabbit I've done. I really do like adding the little eyebrows above the eyes. I know I want that because as I do these rabbits and I do the different line work, my ultimate goal is to create some characters that just have really fantastic expression. So I think the eyebrows are a really good addition there. In the picture, this is where I'm starting to kind of figure out the face and how I ultimately want my rabbits to end up looking, because in the picture along the side with shading and fur, the head actually comes, right into the neck and down into the body, but I want more distinctive shapes, and that's what I'm trying to achieve here right now. So her cheek on the other side is more what I'm going to bring into the left. On the right side there, I love the roundness, and I also feel like when you start getting round, it becomes a little more cute, a little more feminine. So as soon as I kind of get faces really solid, I'm going to play with them a little more and maybe do a more masculine looking rabbit. This one's definitely more like cutesy. I want to be able to do different ages. So, and you see right there, I erased her cheek, and I didn't want it to go down into that neckline. I just actually wanted to go into the kind of little front poofs that are on rabbits' faces. And the same thing up there as I'm figuring out the ears, the shape of the face. It's obviously going to come a little bit more since her head is slightly turned, so you don't see that on the other side. It actually just comes down into the eyes, and that's something you can notice about rabbits. When you look at them straight on and they're not turned one way or the other, the head really comes down to the eyes. They're on the side and they're round, so they come out a little bit, and a lot of times your eyes will be a defining line on the face. And that's just something that I've actually noticed, and that's my goal as I do this line work. I think that should be kind of anybody's goal as you're studying a new subject, is to find those essential lines, to find stylistically where you can erase some of those lines and you don't need that. She was munching on a leaf in the photo, by the way, so that's why adding a little bit of a leaf here. And as you can see, as I'm sketching, I'm starting off super light and then coming back in. This is a bit more of a fine-tipped pencil. I always find the B graphite is really great for initial sketching, but when I want to get into little details, I like to sharpen my pencil to a super fine point. I've always done that ever since I was little. I don't like dull points. I want like these super fine details, which I guess makes sense since I really do like line work. My goal would be to bring these characters into painting or maybe even to digital art. That could be a thing that I'll be doing too. I want to get back to that. I need to take a Photoshop class and just kind of familiarize myself with all those tools before I really dive in. Pencils, I know. You can see here with the eyes, I draw on my lines and then I try to color them in and make sure that the pupil is distinct and that it's there, but you can still see the color of the eye. And especially in animals, sometimes it's harder to tell because normally their eyes are brown unless they're hit with the sunlight, so it can look all black. But if you paint just a solid black eye, it's not very interesting. And as soon as you do too much of a value, so if you just go straight for the darkest that your pencil is going to achieve, or if you have a white pencil, going for the lightest that pencil is going to achieve, then you've essentially just boxed yourself in to being able to add all of that detail. As you can see here, I can't resist shading just a little bit, tiny little bit. But yeah, so you always want to just be aware of values and how they're coming across on the page. It's really hard to see, but I am adding in the whiskers. I do like whiskers on the rabbits. I think it adds just this little extra bit of character that takes it from that realm between cartoony and realistic, and that's kind of a fine line that I really want to ride. For watching, I will catch you guys next time. Bye!